Another one we finished, it's 4 metres by 4 metres. When we started this one, the customer had what you would class traditionally as a summer house. He's upgraded several levels, I'd imagine, and now he's got one of our garden rooms. You can see there, me and Adam dropped the summer house. So this garden room's going to be 4 metres by 4 metres. The customer's got a concrete pad, so if you've already got a concrete pad, you might be interested in watching this build. We're going to try and utilise the concrete pad for our build, because obviously this customer's he's 2 metres tall, so we're limited with height as well, so we want to get as much height as we can for this build. So internally he's got as much. The pad is 3.6, I think it's 3.7 front to back. So what we're going to do, hopefully we're going to use this pad, we're going to get a laser on it when we drop this. We're going to put a row of rods in there and a row of rods on there and come off his pad as well. So he's got this summer house, which to be fair is in pretty good condition for its age. It's sat on composite. Ooh, it's floating on composite blocks there. What we're going to do, we're going to strip this down. I guess years ago then, this is the kind of thing we might have been doing before garden rooms came around. But it's got bifold doors, a little more than one finger action, but they could be eased, I suppose. And it's got an attached store as well, which for all intents and purposes is pretty much like what we do, isn't it? Garden room with attached store. So we're going to take this and get rid of this and improve it with a modern, nice, beautiful looking one. We got rid of that. The customer had a concrete base. It wasn't quite the 4x4 what he required, so we've extended the base with our pile system and created a 4x4. So we've demolished the customer's old summer house. He did tell us this pad was sufficient, and it proves to be sufficient. It's square as well. You can see there we've set a square on it. It's also level to the millimetre. So what we've done, we've put the staff on like that. We've gone round and we've checked it. Just show you now, and then when we walk round the pad, you see there it's hitting level all the time. So there you go. So the pad has been put down by whoever put it down. They did a good job, and it is level. So the only issue we've got now is the pad isn't big enough for what we want to build on. So what I'm going to do with that, I'll just show you now how we're going to get around that pad. Was it 3.6, Adam?
Yes.
Right, so you just come over here, I'll just show you. So if that's the pad there, but we're looking for a 4 metre build and it's 3.6 by 3.6. So what we're going to do, we're going to extend the base but not the pad. So we pull 2 string lines down there, which are 400 beyond the pad. So what we'll do then, we'll put our pile system in as we normally do. There'll be 5 on the front because that takes the weight, and then there'll be 4 on the side. So that will then expand the base. And how we're going to do that, if that is the pad there, the existing pad, so we will then put a 4x3 that way and a 4x3 that way, which will then give us 4 metres by 4 metres. And what we'll do then, we're gonna put a damp-proof membrane on top of that concrete pad to stop any moisture coming up through the floor. The customer's 2 metres tall, he's quite a tall chap. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give him maximum height. So rather than lift this off the ground, we're gonna put our DPC on it, then we're gonna build our frame directly off of there. But because this is level and it's solid, we will be putting our timbers all the way across like that. So they will be 4x2s, which will allow us to get our 100mm insulation in. And then when we get to the side there, we're going to put the timbers like that, very much like a roof, so that all the timbers are completely supported and there is no need to put our centre cross members in, which we're going to do away with at this point. But what we will do, we will put noggins in these just to stop any twisting them timbers at a future date, which they're not going anywhere, because once you've got your 100mm insulation in between them, they're not going nowhere. So that's how we are going to increase our 3.6 3.6 concrete pad to a 4 metre square pad, which will give us our build. So that's what me and Adam are going to do now. We're going to dig these holes, and then we're going to get the concrete ordered and get our rods in. So on this occasion, we're using the customer's concrete pad, and we will put in 9 rods of our own spec, and that will give us our sufficiently strong 4x4 base. We were supposed to start this one yesterday. I will explain why we didn't start yesterday in a minute, and so will Adam. Right, he's got a concrete pad. We're going to build off the pad. The pad is 3.6 by 3.6, but we're going to extend it to 4 metres. So by what we've done there, we put a row of our piles in there. So basically this timber's going to sit on the pad, it's going to span across there, and it's going to hit the 4x3s that we normally use. This pad is not, what's the word I'm looking for? This pad has not got a damp course. So we're going to put a layer of visqueen over the top of it, stop any damp coming through the floor. Height is of a premium here. Of course, we're building under permitted development. The customer is 2 metres tall, so we're going to try and squeeze a little bit more out of him and bring it right up to 2.5 so that we can get full internal height. That's why we're sitting directly on the pad. The timber's pressure treated, it'll be absolutely fine. Now, the importance of keeping the timber dry. The timber is kept dry for a reason. We don't want to sit the wet timber on the concrete because there's visqueen underneath. The timber's wet. What will happen then? We'll board the floor, the building will go up, it'll start to dry out, the water will have nowhere to go except up and through the floor. So it's really, really important that we keep the timber dry. You can see over there, Davey, the timber is now under visqueen. Yesterday, or the day before, sorry, the timber came. Adam will now tell you what happened with the timber and why we didn't start work yesterday. I had 4 people on site yesterday and we didn't start work. Why didn't we start work, Adam?
Because David forgot to cover it up with his screen.
That's not entirely true. The timber came and Adam put the timber on the front garden and off he went. Boxes of nails, screws, everything. Of course it lashed it down and all the timber got soaked. So yesterday it was spent drying the timber out and airing it, and that's why it's got visqueen over it now today. It's not going to rain today, hopefully. So what... World's full of morons. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get the visqueen down. I'm going to show you how to build off a concrete base that you may already have and to extend it and build it.
Can you film us getting heckled, David? Getting heckled by neighbours.
Right, what we're doing then, so Adam's cutting the strips at 400, so I'm just literally placing them in, putting a 400 noggin in there, 400 noggin in there, and then Davey's cut the length of timber. What I'll do now, I'll just push that tight to that. We're not using joist hangers on this occasion because there's absolutely no need. And what I'm going to do then, I'm going to fix them with some 250 screws, straight through there, 250 screw, 100mm screw in there, 100mm screws in there, 250 in end, and then I'll put a bracket just on the middle just to hold the timber down to the floor, and then we'll go on and keep going like that. Adam's cutting the 100mm over there. It's quite easy and quick, and obviously it's nice and flat. We've got a DPC down and the timber's dry, so we're all good. Right, that's insulation in, that's the timber in. It's 4x4 now, so all this is actually sat on the pad on top of the damp prep course. That bit there is floating because obviously that's on our rods and it's sat on the concrete, so we've only got about 300 which is actually floating, so that's absolutely fine. Again, same down that side. I've reversed the timbers that way because obviously we want a good, so that up to about there is sat on concrete and that bit's floating, but obviously it's fixed in there with 250 screws. So that's it. That's your regular base now. We're just going to crack on as normal. It's a little bit different, this one. It's going to have a bit of a bigger roof overhang. It's going to have a screen on that side there, bifold doors sliding there, meter window there, and it will also have a corner detail window as well, and a letterbox window to the back. Yep. Right, so you've got before, like I said before, we're having bifolds here and a meter wide window there. So what we've done, I don't know if Adam can see, we've temporarily put this over roof. Obviously it's temporary because it's, you know, we'll try to keep the building dry. Like I said, at this time of year, if you can keep it dry from the start, it's going to take less time to dry out. So what I've done, I've made this temporary post here, which is plumbed up, and above that is carrying the steel and this lintel as well there. I don't know if Adam can see that. I made a double lintel which will span over the glazed panel as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop a 6-inch square post in there, and we're going to get a metal pressing to cover around it in anthracite, because obviously all the doors are going to run this way. It's 4 metre span, so we will be doubling up these roof joists and bolting them together as well. But that's for another day. So that's your building gone up. That's your concrete pad down as well. Like I said before, we've extended it, and I'll just show you a little detail we've done there as well. So obviously we're putting a 66 post in there. So what we've done, I've dropped a threaded bar down in there in some concrete, and when that concrete's gone off, I'll just wind them nuts up, bring that washer up, and that will take the weight of that post, which will take the weight of the roof and the steel as well. It's, you know, again, it's clad in Western grade cedar. It's premium quality. You can see the roof overhang there. We've created a larger roof overhang, so that's what the customer wanted. We put a dummy pillar on there, and you can see there, I don't know if John can just see, we've got this corner detail on the window. Again, it's what the customer requested. We've got bifold doors. Everything, as I said before, is aluminium. It's high quality from the leading suppliers in the UK, Express Bifolds. They are 3 metre aluminium bifold doors. Not sure who fit these. Jen, did you fit these? Nobody can remember who fit these, but they do glide as they should do. One finger operation. As always, in aluminium, anthracite, and there you can see we've also fit this fixed pane as well, which if John comes in, you know, he's got muddy boots, I'll take his glasses off, the phone. There we go. You can see the corner detail there. Gives you the full aspect of the room. John, do you want to take this back off me? So this glass, we've had to wait a little bit of extra time for this because of course it's got the integrated blinds. They're an expensive feature but a worthwhile one as well. Every single blind has got the integrated, every single glass pane rather has got the integrated blinding. They go up and down, and they've also got a tilt as well, which gives you a nice bit of privacy. So there you go, that's them. I'm going to open these doors again now because Tony, our electrician who tests our jobs, is waiting to come in and get this job certified and signed off. Inside, John's fit laminate floor. He's also done the skirting board. The customers, what do you use this for, John? It's some kind of like online... So he does a lot of Zoom calls and stuff like that. So that's why he's got these speakers built into the ceiling as well. We've also fit this picture frame TV for him, which is slimline and straight back to the wall. Tony's now going to certify that box consumer unit. We've also got a little letterbox window there as well. Again, it's got the blinding. Because of the size of it, it doesn't pull up and down, but it's got a little twist magnetic thing there which can tilt and turn it as well. Nice little feature. 2 kilowatt digital heater as well. So that's it. If you think about this one before, I'll drop in how it was before. The base went to there. Is that right, John? And then it went down there as well. So it was like, I think it was 3.2 by 3.2. So we've extended it to the full 4 metres. So another fantastic build with an amazing finish. Thanks to the team for all their effort and hard work as well. And of course, Tony, who you've never seen before. Say hi, Tony. Hello. Tony signs off all our jobs for us, and we always appreciate that. So that's it. I'm going to move on to, we've got 2 more now before Christmas. We've got another one in York, which is where we are at the moment, and we've got one in Meanwood in Leeds, which is a little bit different, and I've showed you the concrete piles as well. I'm going to fire to the end because Tony's waiting to get off. Raffle, there's 11 days now, it's £4,000 worth prizes, and every single penny goes to charity. I'll drop a link into it. Just buy 1 ticket. If everybody bought 1 ticket, then we'd raise over £60,000. We're currently on about £11,000, which is, it's a good effort, but it's pretty poor in my opinion. Yeah, so dig deep, £2 a ticket, and I'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe, and that's us. Thank you. All right, John. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Brilliant. What have you done wrong this morning?
Well, I've let Jen, this is the first mistake I made, I've let Jen fit the blinds. What have you done, Jen?
No, don't try pass the blame
Hold
on
on.
me.
Hold on. Before we talk about this, let's talk about the magnetic woman. Tell them about the magnetic woman.
Right, so I've heard that certain people, when they're getting the vaccination, have turned magnetic. So last night I was watching this lady on Facebook and she was absolutely traumatised, bawling her eyes out, sticking all sorts of spoons and all sorts to her. Don't laugh, because, you know... Don't laugh, because she didn't want no money, she didn't want anything. She was saying, all anti-vaxxers and everything, she wants to go to her house, bring your own cutlery and stick it on her. Right, and everyone's joke, like, taking mick out of me, but it's true. I've tried sticking things to myself, but it don't work. But
But you've only had 1 vaccine.
Well, so did she, so I think it might just only affect some people.
Right. Okay.
So what have you done this morning, Mr. Griffin?
So I fit these blinds.
Beautiful, yeah. Show them how they work.
So they just glide up and down like that, yeah?
Beautiful.
Or you can fully open them like that.
They are a real nice touch on a
Lovely
bifold
added
window.
expense.
Yeah.
So every single piece of glass has got one in. They're a lot of money, but well worth it in the long run.
Yes.
So we've got one in there, we've got one in there, we've got one there, and we've also got one in there.
Do you know how it works, Liam?
Shows how this one works.
This at the bottom.
I think there's a bit of a problem here. And it ain't David.
I've obviously fit the glass around.
He's never missed a window in his life.
Never.